Hi everyone. So I know everybody's going to be doing their IMATS videos this week, and like for the first time I'm left out of this one because I had recently went to Idaho for my sister's wedding, and that's where my money went versus IMATS. They landed in the same week, and so you have to pick and choose. So I chose, of course, to go to my sister's wedding. So I had a great time though. I extended the vacation a little past the wedding. So I had to be a good employee, of course, and go back to work, and that's when IMATS started up. So I guess I could have gone to the Friday Pro event because I was off Friday, but what I really would rather do is save all my money and go in January in 2013. It's so hard to get to IMATS during the summertime because it's our busiest season, and I work with just a few people, very small business. So I always end up having to choose work over IMATS, it seems, or I barely make just a couple hours for IMATS. So I didn't want to sweat it, even though I never end up spending as much money at IMATS as I would like to, because it is always much more of a social event than it is a buying event for me personally. I just decided, I'm just gonna wait for January, so no IMATS video for me this year, unfortunately. So yeah, I wanted to show you my Idaho haul. I had so much fun up there. I also went to Spokane, Washington, and both states are beautiful. They're agricultural. You have to like 4 seasons to live in either one of them. I didn't go up to Seattle, but I absolutely loved it up there. I love the fresh air. The sky is bluer than blue. It's amazing. So I tweeted a bunch of photos of where I was at during my vacation, and I can retweet or retweet those photo albums again if you'd like to see them. I'll throw them up on Twitter. Probably the day I upload this, you can go ahead and check out those beautiful photos. And they're up on my Facebook, but I know not everybody is interested in going on my Facebook, so let's put them on Twitter. All right, so let's just get down to what I found in Idaho. Some amazing things. This is probably best for my food channel. However, I'll incorporate it here and probably just cook with it on my food channel. Miss CC Vlogs. I always have a link in the bottom bar if you want to look at my links for my other stuff. But I went to an olive oil tasting, and I picked up Sundried tomato basil linguine. This is a handmade pasta from Pasta Partners. So I picked up this lovely, tasty vegan food. I went to an olive oil tasting there, and I absolutely loved some of the things that they had because it's very fresh, agricultural, and that's why I found it to be actually fairly vegan friendly. There's a lot of really cool options. A lot of places will have like cheese tastings. I know one place did have a cheese tasting. But I went to an olive oil tasting, which was really fun, and they sell all the olive oil there. They actually also had fresh dipping sauces, baking sauces, and jams. So that was so amazing. And I got the Rose City Pepperheads Rage in Red Jalapeno Barbecue Dipping Quality Jelly. Looks like this. So excited about this. But you have to love hot to love this. I'll link rosecitypepperheads.com in the bottom bar if you'd like to get something like this. And this is so like, it's a preserve, but it's fairly natural and fresh. It just pretty much has vinegar, bell peppers, red jalapenos, lemon juice packed in. You do have to refrigerate it after opening, so it's fairly natural. And same with this is tomatoes, basil, sun-dried. This is not a gluten-free pasta, but like these are super fresh. I also went to the Nut Factory in Spokane, Washington, and I picked up the Cashew Coconut Brittle from the nutfactory.com, and I think they might ship. I'll see if I can find a website for you, but I picked up this because I'm in love with coconut. Alright, so I picked up a couple teas. They had more than Huckleberry, but I love Huckleberry, so I got that. And each one of these bags has 15 little tea bags, and so I picked up the Wild Huckleberry tea. And Idaho and Washington, I think, are known as the Pacific Northwest. So I went ahead and got these, and I don't see that there's any site for these at all, but if I can find one, I will link those down below. So I ended up getting 30 of these tea bags. Now, before I left town, Urban Decay had sold out. So I ended up not bringing any Urban Decay with me for the wedding because I just didn't really want to have these photos forever with, you know, Urban Decay in the photos. So all my lip liners from Urban Decay are the primary ones that I had been using. Luckily, I had not repurchased another color. They're all somewhat lower. So obviously I'm kind of glad they're lower. At first I was like, God, they're so low. Like I might as well get a new one. I'm so glad that I didn't buy a new one. But I went over to Inglot and I found their Soft Precision lip liner. So I picked up number 67 right before I left town. And it's this beautiful soft pink. I had never seen a beautiful perfect soft pink like this from Urban Decay. They had a tendency to lay on the nuder side, the bronzy side, and be very much more deep. For instance, much more deep, so you definitely see the lip line a little bit more, which I was never a fan of because it almost sort of always changed the color of the lipsticks to an orangey nude. So I'm really excited about these, so I picked that up right before. But what I did get in Idaho was a Josie Maran Magic Marker Lip and Cheek Stain. I know that you can get these elsewhere. I did find a Sephora there, so there is a Sephora. It was inside JCPenney's though. I'm sure you could find a Sephora not inside JCPenney's. They have much more malls. I only visited one mall. But I never bought one of these before, so I decided to treat myself to this. This one is Cha Cha, and this is an all-vegan marker. Looks like that. I don't see this working too well on the top of foundation, so I think if you're going to use it as a cheek stain, it should be best, or, you know, for better use for your marker. Do not apply it to moisturized or foundationed skin. It is all vegan, and for now I hope it stays that way. So I'm really excited to try that, and that was just sort of a fun luxury buy. I've been getting some questions about setting sprays from people, and I had previously recommended the Urban Decay one, which was owned by Scandinavia. Since Scandinavia has worked with Urban Decay, I'm not sure what their status is. I question it now. Like I said, I don't know what their status is for sure, so I'm not saying this to slander any brand or say that they're wrong for doing what they're doing. That's totally up to them. It's just my personal preference to purchase more natural cosmetics that are vegan friendly. So I had wanted to get something for my sister's wedding to make sure her makeup stayed on, and I picked up the Model in a Bottle. This is a makeup setting spray with a matte finish. I researched this, and it is cruelty-free and made in the USA. Tested on models only. One of the prime ingredients in here is aloe vera. So I got this at a really tiny little cosmetic store that basically just sold some eyelashes that looked similar to red cherries but were in different packaging, things like that. And there was a lot of Palladio there. I know a lot of people have been messaging me telling me Palladio is cruelty free. I don't know about that, so I have to look that up before I'm comfortable with buying from them. But Model in a Bottle, to the best of my knowledge at this time of filming, is cruelty free, and this is what I used to set the makeup during the wedding. Idaho is cheaper than it is in California, so I took advantage of that and went to the drugstore and picked up some Yes to Cucumbers makeup remover wipes while I was there. And then I went to just a small little shop, and what's really cute about Idaho is they seem to have a lot of small brands. A lot of smaller, lesser known brands seem to do very well. It's a very more tight-knit community, but I found the Jayme Huckleberry Botanically Infused Hand and Body Lotion, and this is certified organic, and it is paraben-free, phthalate-free, cruelty-free, eco-friendly, free, BPA-free tube. It's made in Spokane Valley, Washington, and you can get it at jamejane.com, and I'll put a link in the bottom bar. This is only $9.95 a bottle, and I went ahead and I picked up this little guy as well, and it's Fairly Natural Lip Balm, It has hemp seed oil, jojoba oil, coconut butter, coconut oil, natural flavors, stevia root. So I'll link this in the bottom bar as well. And these are both scented like Huckleberry. So I went ahead and treated myself to these. They also had, not from this line, but they also had a potato lotion, which I was really wanting to buy, but I'm really like in love with the smell of Huckleberry. So I know it's not a flavor for everybody. I know some people were saying that they hated it when they were there, but I like it. So I went ahead and got this. So I got a few pieces of jewelry. I don't usually buy myself jewelry. I just don't really need it. I'm pretty picky about the jewelry I buy because I can't wear nickel plated and I'm pretty sensitive to most metal. But I went ahead and went to Brighton. I love to buy their jewelry. I don't buy their bags because they're leather. If you prefer to buy from an all vegan vegetarian company, most of those are online. You can go ahead and do so. For me, I mean, as long as that piece is vegetarian or vegan, I'm okay with it. And this is just metal earrings. These are super cute. These are the Posie disc style. So yeah, I think the style number is GE0800. And so yeah, they're called Posie discs. I also got from Nature's One, I got these little dream catchers. So I grew up with a dream catcher on my wall. I used to weave them. So these were really cute. They're just supposed to take away bad dreams, bad things from your life. And so yeah, the more feathers that you purchased on them, the more expensive they were. So these were about like $20, so which is usually the price you pay at least for nice metal. So I went ahead and got those. Right, so I found a really cute pair of Toms. I went to a kind of like an Outback store. The lady had signs up all throughout her stores of what was vegan friendly, which was really cute. I don't think she knew how to pronounce vegan. She called it vegan. So she wasn't sure, but she was aware of vegans, which I loved. So cute, absolutely adorable, cute store owner. I wish I got more stuff from her shop. Definitely a place I have to go back to next time I go to Idaho. But I absolutely loved these Toms. And I've never been interested in Toms before because I really didn't know the whole line was gonna be vegan or easy to shop being all vegan. It's so hard to find shoes now that I just don't even really shop for shoes anymore if I don't have to. But now that I know that there's a great line that is vegan, that's comfortable, it's adorable, and every pair of Toms you buy, you're giving back to a kid who needs those shoes. They also are now coming out with these really adorable ballet flats that are a little more pricey, but once again, you're giving back, so it's a good reason for a splurge. So I got these. These were super cute. My first pair of Toms. I wore these all over Idaho the last 2 days I was there. These are so comfortable and they come with this cute couture bag to keep your Toms cute. So yeah, I hope that you liked my haul video, and I'll put all the necessary links and information down below so you can go ahead and shop anything that you saw in this video that you like. If the link is not available, it is a specialty item in Idaho only. I'm actually going to be going back in December, and I'm going to be saving up for IMATS in January. So I'm not going to be doing a whole lot more haulage in the upcoming months. That and a lot of companies are selling out, so I'm going to be just shopping my stash for the most part and trying to be very cautious of what I buy in the upcoming months that these brands are selling to China. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later, and thank you so much for watching.